Hello, everybody. I am Brittany Roberson, the Choice Neighborhood Initiative Coordinator with Near West Side Partners. Thank you all for joining us for this pre-recorded webinar on women in enterprise. We are joined by two guests today, and we will get into who they are in just a few. So, in case you need resources about the community or about COVID-19, please visit the Near West Side Partners website at nearwestsidemke.org. We have a page that is dedicated strictly to COVID resources. There are also a bunch of resources listed there about the Near West Side and the activities that we have going on. So be sure to check it out if you haven't done so already. All right, so for our residents who have joined us for this webinar, please be aware that the Near West Side Resident Survey is happening. It is an annual survey we do in the Near West Side just to keep an update on how many homeowners or renters we have and how people are enjoying the Near West Side and how we can work to make it better. So if you've gotten a text, if you've gotten a call, if you have gotten an email, please remember to fill out the resident survey. It helps us do our jobs better. All right, so with that being said, again, we are joined by two amazing women today. Our first speaker up today is Rashidah Butler-Jackson. She is the founder and consultant of RBJ Community Consulting. Rashidah, thank you for joining us. So at this point,
thank you for having me.
To you, so that you can present and you can start your screen share.
All right. All right, give me a second. Thank you so much for having me, and you all can let me know once those slides are up. Now, everyone see the slides?
We got you. Yep, you're up there.
All righty. Okay. So thank you so much for having me again. I am a huge fan of we're Near West Side Partners, and very much so indebted to you all for the work that you do in the community. So thank you. I'm super honored to have been asked to be a part of this. And just thank you so much for the opportunity. So like Brittany said, my name is Rashidah Butler-Jackson, and I am the founder and lead consultant for a local consulting agency called RBJ Community Consulting. Today, I'm going to just talk to you all a little bit about what I do as a consultant. I'm also going to talk to you a little bit about my entrepreneurship journey and offer up some advice that I have about those of you who may be thinking about starting your own businesses or moving into entrepreneurship in the near future. So a little bit about me. I was born and raised in the city of Milwaukee. I am a proud Rufus King High School alumni. So shout out to any generals that are watching this at any point in time. Always love for my general family. Went to UWM for both my undergraduate and graduate school education. I'm a homegrown girl. I love this city. I love being connected to the community. I love supporting good work that happens in the community. And the beautiful thing about working for myself is that I'm really able to take on clients and partnerships that I support and believe in. So with RBJ Community Consultant, I only work with organizations and individuals who are doing community work, who are about giving back to the community, and or individuals that are really impacting the city in a positive way. So as I said, RBJ Community Consulting, we're a local consulting agency for nonprofits, community organizations, and social entrepreneurs. We work with organizations to help them to be better connected to the community. We work with organizations on professional development opportunities. We work with organizations to look at programs and projects and evaluate and use data to say, are your residents or are your clients and customers getting the best out of your programming, and how can you make it better to best serve your demographic? So I've been in business for about 2 years. I actually started my consulting firm a little over 2 years ago, but then I got very serious about it when I was pregnant with my now almost 2-year-old son. And I had a really high risk pregnancy. To be totally and frankly honest, I wasn't getting the support that I needed from my employer. My doctor was really pushing me to be home. And so I said, all right, I'm going to do this business thing full time. I quit my job. That was 2 years ago in October. So that's super exciting to look back and reflect on the past couple years. And I've been doing my business for myself ever since. So a little bit about my services. Brittany asked me to kind of just talk a little bit about my services. All of my services, they start at $75 per hour and go up from there. So different services have different prices. I do things hourly because as an entrepreneur, it's very important for me to keep things as simple and as cohesive as possible for both myself and my client. And I just believe that I should be compensated for my time in a really clear way. So for me, every service that I provide you with, you're going to get an hourly rate, and then you'll get that invoice and it'll reflect those hours. So a few of my services. The big thing that I do, and actually Eboni, who is on this call with me today, is one of my nonprofit startup clients who has become family, love her dearly. One of the things that I do through RBJ Community Consulting is I help individuals to start their own nonprofits. I go through the whole nonprofit startup process with my clients. So I help write bylaws. I help my clients to recruit board members and train and, get their boards structured and set up and ready to man those nonprofits. I help with the application process. I help with market research, business plans for nonprofit startups. So everything that's connected to nonprofit startup, RBJ Community Consulting can help with that. I also offer career coaching. So I do individual and team career coaching for a lot of my clients, just helping individuals to figure out where they are professionally and where they want to be. That can be everything from just wanting to be better with time management to, hey, I'm looking to shift my career in the next few years. Can you help me set myself up for that? I help my clients to enroll themselves back in school. I help my clients get access to different professional development opportunities. So really anything that my clients need around the realm of career coaching, I support and offer with that. And like I said, that is for individuals. And then I also have some clients where I work with teams to do career coaching. And then a final service, this is not inclusive, but one that I will touch on is I do a lot of meeting and training facilitation. So a lot of times clients will reach out to me and say, hey, Rashidah, we have this annual meeting that we do with our staff. We would love if you could come out and facilitate the meeting for us or host the meeting. I also help my clients to build up training. So more recently, I've done a grant writing training for a client that I worked with. I've done a soft skills training more recently that I built in from the ground up and then facilitate it. So if you have training and professional development needs, especially on the facilitation side, I offer those services as well at a hourly rate and cost. I wanted to talk a little bit about the COVID-19 impact because I am a small business. I'm a woman-owned business. I'm a minority as far as being a Black woman-owned business. So COVID definitely, my business took a hit with COVID-19. I had several speaking engagements on my calendar for 2020 that either got canceled altogether or got postponed to 2021 or till later on. So there were thousands of dollars, being totally honest, that I lost out on because of COVID. I also lost a lot of my clients because when people had to look at their budgets and think about things that they wanted to cut, the priority was keeping their doors open and keeping their staff paid. And I get that. I want people to be paid. I want people to keep food on their tables. So with a lot of my clients that I work with, the first thing to go oftentimes is consultants like myself or people that they contract out to, which again, no love lost, I completely understand, but for small business owners who depend so much on those contracts here and there, it really, really, really did have an impact on me. I have been blessed. I have maintained a lot of my clients. A lot of my clients have stuck with me, but that definitely was a hit for me. My advice, and I'm wearing my purpose has many forms because I put that picture in because that is Eboni's slogan for her business. Again, you'll hear from her in just a moment. My advice to women, especially Black women who are looking to go into business for themselves, whether it is for profit or nonprofit, is the first thing is to know your why. My why is in this picture that you all are seeing. My baby boy, he will be 2 in January. My husband, who has been my friend since I was 13 years old, we connected. He is the love of my life. When I look at them every single day, I remember why I do the work that I do, why I hustle, why I grind so hard. It's because of my guys. It's because of those men. I also talked about my love for this city. I love Milwaukee. I love the people in this city. I know that all the negative statistics get tossed at us every day, but there's such beauty in this city and these communities, and I want to be connected to that. So know your why and ground yourself in that no matter what. Be flexible. I have had to change my business plan so many times since I started it a few years back. I've had to shift services. I've had to change my prices. I've had to shift the type of clientele I wanted to have, but I've always stayed grounded with my vision and my mission for my business. And like I said, I've always been selective with only taking on clients that do good work in the community and do work that is giving back to this community in some way, shape, or form. Find a mentor. If you do not have someone that's already an entrepreneur or someone who does something similar to what you're trying to do, try to connect. Try to connect with someone. I would not be half as far along in business as I am if it wasn't for my mentors, mostly women, several Black women, who said to me, this is how you do your invoice. When you get ready to do your taxes, here's the form that you're going to need. You know what I mean? Like, here's what your website should look like. So I have 100% attributed so much of my success to the mentorship that I've had, to grounding myself in my why and being flexible without shifting my foundational goals and outcomes for my business. So that is it for me. If you all have questions, I know this isn't live, it's pre-recorded, but I would love to hear from you. If you have questions about my services or questions about anything that I've talked about, this was a very brief and succinct presentation, please feel free to reach out to me. I have a business page on LinkedIn and Facebook. I also have a website, which is here, and then you can always reach out to me via email. So thank you so much again for tuning in. I will look forward to hopefully getting a contact from some of you. And thank you again, Brittany, for your time and all the amazing work that you all are doing in the community. And that's all I have.
All right. Thanks, Rashidah. That was a great presentation.
Thank you.
So I'm going to screen share again because we want to get our next speaker up. So again, thank you to Rashidah. If you all are in the nonprofit world and you need some help, please reach out to her. Don't worry, there'll be a slide that'll have everybody's contact information on it so that you can see it again. But just keep her in mind if you are looking to start a nonprofit. We probably need to talk at some point. All right, so next up we have Eboni P. Jones. She is the founder and CEO of Purpose Has Many Forms. Eboni, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Great. So we're going to do questions for you. So,
Okay.
ready for these questions? So
I'm ready.
I think she
Okay.
froze up.
So our first.
I can't
You got
hear
me?
nothing. I can't hear nothing.
Oh no. Okay, can you see me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so our first question, which really isn't a question, it's more of a statement, is just give us some background on who Eboni P. Jones is.
Okay, well, as you said, my name is Eboni P. Jones. I was born in Chicago, Illinois on the South Side, and then I moved to Milwaukee in like 94, however old I was in the fourth grade. That's when I moved to Milwaukee. And I am a mother. I have a son that is 8 going on 1,000. I also have a daughter in love and a grandson. Yeah, and I'm an author and all type of stuff, but we'll get more into that.
All right, So our next question is, how did you get your business started? And if you want to give us some background on your business.
Yes. Okay. Well, purpose has many forms. First of all, it was started because I was born with cerebral palsy. And the simplest way that I can explain that without using a whole bunch of medical terms is like your brain is having a stroke. So basically, the left side of my brain, which is the side of your brain that tells your legs what to do, when I was born, that side of my brain did not have enough oxygen, hence me being born with cerebral palsy. I'm the oldest of four, but I never questioned why I had cerebral palsy. I just wanted to understand it. So as I got older and I started doing things like living life, I didn't see anybody like me doing things in the community or anything like that. So that is what made me start Purpose Has Many Forms. It is a organization, nonprofit organization, where I put on events for the differently able community. I don't say handicapped or disabled because we can do everything that everybody else can do. We just have to do a little differently. Where I put on events to bring more awareness to the differently able community, as well as bring the quote unquote able body community and the differently able community together. Um, this was actually started back in 2018, but it is just now really getting up and running. Thanks to Rashidah so much because she helped me get everything in order that I needed to be to solidify myself as a nonprofit organization. She said I was already operating in it, but I just didn't have the credentials and everything. But the purpose of it is just to spread awareness, to build confidence and all of those type of things, because so many people look at the differently able community and feel that we're a charity case or it's things that we can't do or we shouldn't do because we're differently able. And I don't like being told no, and I don't like someone saying that we can't because we're this way or that way. So that is part of my push, because I want people to have the same confidence, the same push that I have. I want them to have it too, because everybody didn't grow up with a mother like me or a support system like me. So I put myself in the forefront to be that support system for them.
That's awesome. So just going back, because I know you mentioned it, but let's go and just talk about like who your target audience is again.
Okay. Well, actually, my target audience is anybody that's listening, if I may be honest. But my focus is the differently able community. And my goal is always to bring the differently able community and I say, able-bodied communities together. I don't like separation. So inclusion is very big for me. So that is the target audience, I would say.
All right. So now you have to give me some insight. Like if
Okay.
people were looking to work with you,
Mm-hmm.
are there prices or how would they go about connecting with you?
Well, I do have a website and they can contact me on my website, which is ebonipministries.com. As far as pricing to work with me, I don't have pricing to work with me, but if you want like me to come speak and things like that, it's prices for that. But as far as like collabing with me on something, you can definitely contact me and we can meet and go from there. Yeah, I don't really charge for people working with me, not as of yet, because I'm just starting. So I like to see where people's headed. But the one thing that I will say, when you work with Ebony P Ministries, you have to have patience and you have to have understanding and being willing to learn about the differently able community, because there will be events where there are going to be people that need help doing certain things. And if you have the patience to do that, great. So that's my main thing. If working with Ebony P Ministries, you have to have patience and understanding.
All right. So our next question is kind of like Rashidah touched on how she's been impacted um
Mm-hmm.
by COVID-19.
Mhm.
Has your work at all been impacted by COVID-19?
Yes, ma'am. I actually did a back to school drive before the kids actually started school, and I gave away backpacks with, you know, the basic necessities that the kids would need for school. We had a great turnout. We did, but I know it would have been bigger if COVID was not present. And also before that, in March, I was actually going to do, because March is Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month. In March, I had a big cerebral palsy awareness breakfast brunch plan, and everything had to get shut down and rescheduled because of COVID. So it has affected it in a lot of ways. Like Rashidah stated, I was not able to get the speaking engagements that I had set up because of COVID. And a lot of things are being done virtually now, which is something I have to adjust to for my community, because a lot of people in my community, some of them don't have the cognitive understanding as of yet to know how to use technology this deep. So it a lot of ways, but you gotta work through it.
Yeah, I think that that's definitely understandable. As a community organization, I also feel like we struggle that way, like working really hard to figure out how to stay connected to our residents.
Mm-hmm.
Actually work with the senior building. So our more seasoned adults in the neighborhood, it's been hard
Right.
connected to into Wi-Fi and things. And also I just think about the learning curve like we had. Like this has been an interesting time to say the least.
Yes. Yes.
So, my last question for you is, do you have any advice for number one, people who are looking to start their own business? Number two, women looking to start their own business. Even deeper than that, Black women who are looking to start their own business.
My advice, it's pretty simple. My advice is don't quit. Um, it's gonna be times where you get discouraged because you feel like things aren't going the way that you need them to go. But I encourage you to stay encouraged, because God did not give you the vision for it to fail. The Bible says, write the vision, make it plain. It does not say how many times that vision has to be started over. So it's all about pushing past your own frustrations and pushing past your no's, especially Black women. Especially Black women. So my advice is just continue to push and don't quit, and don't let one no stop you from getting to where you got to go, because one no is going to turn into many of yeses as long as you continue to push.
Listen, I got encouragement from that. So thank you for that. So what I'm going to do, because that was our last question, I do want to give you both the opportunity to give some last remarks. But before we do that, I want to make sure that I screen share again to show people your contact information, so that way everybody knows how to contact you, because that is definitely what we want. So again, if you are looking to contact Rashidah Butler-Jackson or Eboni P. Jones, please take a few minutes and grab this contact information right here. Because this is a pre-recorded webinar, know that what you can do is pause the screen so that you can write this down. If you probably haven't already been able to tell, these are some really immaculate women, and we need to make sure that we are supporting them, especially during the time of COVID. So again, if you are looking at starting a business, or you are looking to get involved with some of the programming that Eboni puts together, please reach out to the both of them. So what we'll do is we'll give you guys, don't stop screen sharing. All right, ladies, if you want to give some closing remarks, it could be whatever you want to, words of encouragement, ways that people can support you. I'm fine with any of that. You go ahead.
So I will start. just begin by saying thank you all so much, Brittany, for putting this together. I'm not sure if people know, but October is National Women's Small Business Month. And it's a whole month in October, like the whole month of October is dedicated to uplifting and supporting and sharing information about women entrepreneurs and women-owned businesses. So I know this probably won't air until a few weeks from now, but I'm excited. I can't hear you. What you say, Brittany?
Like, now I got to figure out how to change it. I didn't know that, so now I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, so I thought it was really fitting that we're at least recording in October. And again, just like as a woman who's an entrepreneur, we all know the statistics about how women do not have equity when it comes to payment, when it comes to opportunities in the professional space. So we oftentimes have to make a way for ourselves. And that is what I am doing. Like I said, I know Ebony, I know her heart, I know her work. So if you're interested, even if you are not a part of the differently able community, we should be supporting women, our sisters who are part of the differently able community. So all of our work is intertwined. All that we do is intertwined. And like I said, I would love to just connect with people about what it is to run your own business. I'm a mompreneur, so like I'm home with my baby. I was home with my baby before COVID, and so my priority is being a mommy, but I also just appreciate being blessed enough to be able to run my business, be a mom, and not have to sacrifice. You don't have to sacrifice one or the other. Ebony and I are both moms and wives, and we don't ever have to sacrifice those identities for our businesses and vice versa. And so, and I can comfortably say that about Ebony and I. So just know that you can do it all, women. I want to empower you. You got this. If you need a shoulder to lean on, if you need advice or support, like I can vouch for Ebony and I both. We will be here. We will listen. We will support. We don't have it all figured out, but we will support you how we can. So thanks again for having us. Thanks for tuning in. Eb, I know you got something to say.
Okay. Well, I kind of gave y'all my words of encouragement in my closing, but it's okay because I always have more. First of all, also come and shop with me at Abbott Boutique, which is located on 8070 North 76. We are here Tuesday through Saturday from 12 to 7. But as far as just words, I just say keep pushing. Don't let a no stop you. I have been told no for 37 years. No, Ebony, you can't do this. No, I don't see it fit for you to do this. So don't let one no stop your show, because when God opens the door, all those people that said no, they're going to be looking in that door like, we said no. So don't let a no stop you. Keep pushing. Your purpose got you here for a purpose, and purpose got many forms. If we was all created the same way, this world would be boring. So just continue to push, press, and pray.
Push, press, pray.
That's it.
Awesome. All right, so I'm going to screen share one last time for us today. All right, so again, if you are looking to contact them, here we go. Second glance at contact information. Don't say we didn't give it to you. It's right here. So, I think our next slide is a question slide, but it's pre-recorded. I got the question slide. However, if you are looking to support Near West Side Partners, again, please visit our website at nearwestsidemke.org. As they stated, COVID has hit not only small businesses, but those local nonprofits too. So if you are looking at ways to support your community, we could all use the support. But with that being said, thank you all for joining us. And we hope that you enjoyed this webinar. Thanks again, ladies. You were awesome.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you,
Having
Brittany.
me.
Yeah,
Bye.
take care. Bye.